Visit worldrolodex.com/childrenlearningreading to learn more. Email creatives. Email number 1, subject lines. Teach your child to read today. Give your child the most important skill in life, reading. How to teach a 2 or 3-year-old to read. Email body. Reading is one of the most important skills one must master to succeed in life. It helps your child succeed in school, helps them build self-confidence, and helps to motivate your child. Being able to read will help your child learn more about the world, understand directions on signs and warnings on labels, allow them to discover reading as an entertainment, and help them gather information. Learning to read is very different from learning to speak, and it does not happen all at once. There is a steady progression in the development of reading ability over time. The best time for children to start learning to read is at a young age, even before they enter preschool. Once a child is able to speak, they can begin developing basic reading skills. Very young children have a natural curiosity to learn about everything. They are naturally intrigued by the printed texts they see, and are eager to learn about the sounds made by those letters. You will likely notice that your young child likes to look at books and thoroughly enjoys being read to. They will even pretend to behave like a reader by holding books and pretend to read them. At what age can you start teaching a child to read? When they're babies? At 2 years old, 3, 4, or 5 years old, or wait until they're in school? If you delay your child's reading skill development until he or she enters school, you are putting your child at risk. Did you know that 67% of all grade 4 students cannot read at a proficient level? According to the National Assessment of Educational Progress, of those 67%, 33% read at just the basic level, and 34% cannot even achieve reading abilities of the lowest basic level. There is a super simple and extremely effective system that will even teach 2 and 3-year-old children to read. This is a unique reading program developed by 2 amazing parents and reading teachers, Jim and Elena, who successfully taught their 4 children to read before turning 3 years old. The reading system they developed is so effective that by the time their daughter was just 4 years 2 months old, she was already reading at a grade 3 level. They have videos to prove it. Greater than click here to watch the videos and learn more. Their reading system is called Children Learning Reading, and it is nothing like the infomercials you see on TV, showing babies appearing to read, but who have only learned to memorize a few word shapes. This is a program that will teach your child to effectively decode and read phonetically. It will give your child a big head start, and allow you to teach your child to read and help your child develop reading skills years ahead of similar-aged children. This is not a quick-fix solution where you put your child in front of the TV or computer for hours and hope that your child learns to read, somehow. This is a reading program that requires you, the parent, to be involved. But the results are absolutely amazing. Thousands of parents have used the Children Learning Reading program to successfully teach their children to read. All it takes is 10 to 15 minutes a day. Greater than click here to get started right now. dash 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 dash. Email number 2, subject lines. Reading makes your child smarter. Study shows that reading makes children smarter. Teach your child to read and help your child become smarter. Email body. Reading is known to have numerous benefits. It increases your world knowledge, enhances your vocabulary, and works to improve your reading comprehension abilities. But did you know that reading can actually make you smarter? In fact, reading not only can make a child smarter, the very act of reading can even help to compensate for modest levels of cognitive ability in children by building their vocabulary and general knowledge. This is a finding reported by researchers Cunningham and Stanovich in a report titled, "What Reading Does for the Mind." The simple fact here is that reading can make your child smarter, and that learning to read early on is directly linked to later success in life. 1. Did you know that your child's vocabulary at 3 years old predicts his or her grade 1 reading success? 1. 2. Did you know that vocabulary and reading ability in first grade strongly predicts grade 11 outcomes? 2. 3. Did you know that your child's reading skill in grade 3 directly influences high school graduation? Studies have found that children who cannot read proficiently by grade 3 are 4 times more likely to leave school without a diploma than proficient readers. 3. Greater than give your child the best possible head start. Teach your child to read today. Click here to learn how. But how do you teach a young child to read, and isn't that the job of the school and teachers? You can't be more wrong. With the right tools, knowledge, and techniques, teaching young children to read can be a simple and effective process. I'd like to introduce you to a fantastic reading program called Children Learning Reading, a super effective method for teaching children to read, even children as young as just 2 or 3 years old. The creators of this program have used it to teach their 4 children to read before age 3, and by reading, I mean real, phonetic reading. I can understand if you find that hard to believe. In fact, I had a difficult time believing it myself as well, that is, until I saw the videos they posted documenting the reading progress of their children, not to mention all the videos other parents have sent in showcasing their children's reading progress after using the Children Learning Program. After learning more about their methods and techniques, it became clear how it's possible to teach young children to read effectively. It is truly within your ability to teach your child to read in a relatively short period of time, spending just 10 to 15 minutes each day. Greater than click here now to watch the videos and start teaching your child to read. 1. Vocabulary development and instruction, a prerequisite for school learning. Andrew B. Miller, University of Toronto. 2. Early reading acquisition and its relation to reading experience and ability 10 years later. Cunningham A., Stanovich K. 3. Double Jeopardy: How Third Grade Reading Skills and Poverty Influence High School Graduation. Donald J. Hernandez, Hunter College and the Graduate Center. Dash 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 dash. Email number 3. Note, remember to change all the links within the email to your own ClickBank hop links. Subject lines. The simplest and most effective method to teach children to read. Discover a surefire method to teach your child to read. Email body. There are many different methods and opinions on how to teach a child to read. While all are well-intentioned, some methods could actually lead to reading difficulties in children. Learning to read is a critical step towards future academic success and later on success in life. If you cannot read, you cannot succeed. There is an amazingly simple method, actually, a combination of 2 methods, that can teach anyone to read, even children as young as 2 and 3 years old. The combination of these 2 methods has been used in the Children Learning Reading Program to successfully teach thousands of young children to read. So what are these methods? It is the combination of synthetic phonics and phonemic awareness. Most have probably heard of phonics, but phonemic awareness is a concept less well known and it's not something you hear about often. Certainly, phonics is absolutely necessary to develop fluent reading skills. However, there are different types of phonics including embedded, analogy, analytical, and synthetic phonics. While using some type of phonics is better than not including any phonics instructions at all, you will achieve far better results by employing synthetic phonics, which is by far the most easy and effective method for teaching reading. Multiple studies support this. In a 7-year study conducted by the Scottish Education Department, 300 students were taught using either analytic phonics or synthetic phonics. The results found that the synthetic phonics group were reading 7 months ahead and spelling 8 to 9 months ahead of the other phonics groups. At the end of the 7-year study, the children were reading 3.5 years ahead of their chronological age. Very impressive. Through their amazing reading program, the creators, Jim and Elena, parents of 4 children and reading teachers, have taught all of their children to read phonetically by 3 years old and have helped thousands of parents to successfully teach their children to read as well. Some are small 2 or 3-year-old toddlers, others are young 4 or 5-year-old preschoolers, and still others at ages 6, 7, 8 or even older. Greater than click here to watch amazing videos of young children reading, and see the amazing results so many parents are achieving with their children. The Children Learning Reading program works so well that many children will achieve reading ages far ahead of their chronological age. Take Jim and Alina's children as an example. Their oldest child, Rain, was reading phonetically at 2 years 11 months old, and by the time she entered kindergarten at 5 years old, she was reading at a grade 5 level with a reading age of 11.9 years, almost 7 years ahead of her chronological age. Their second child, Ethan, learned to read phonetically by 2 years 9 months, and at age 3, he was reading at a grade 2 level with a reading age of 7.2 years, progressing at a similarly quick pace as his older sister. Find that hard to believe? You can watch the videos posted here. There are many different phonics programs out there, but rarely do you ever hear a mention of phonemic awareness (PA), and PA is absolutely an equally critical component to developing reading skills in children. What makes the Children Learning Reading program so unique and amazingly effective at teaching young children is that it seamlessly combines the teaching of synthetic phonics along with phonemic awareness to enable children to develop superb reading skills. Above and beyond simply teaching children to read and decode effectively, this approach of combining synthetic phonics and PA instructions works to help children achieve reading ages far above their chronological ages, just as a Scottish study had demonstrated with synthetic phonics. The amazing effects of this type of learning increases dramatically with time and age. Even more noteworthy is that this approach to learning reading immensely enhances a child's spelling abilities as well. Indeed, in a report published by the National Reading Panel (NRP), the NRP had found that learning through synthetic phonics and phonemic awareness instructions greatly enhances a young child's ability to spell. Whether you have a toddler, a preschooler, a kindergartner, or an early grade school child, the Children Learning Reading program will enable you to effectively teach your child to decode and read phonetically. The lessons are taught in a logical and sequential order of learning, and the step-by-step lessons make it super easy for you to teach your child and enable your child to become a fast and fluent reader. Click here to learn more about the Children Learning Reading program and teach your child to read today. Email number 4. Note, remember to change all the links within the email to your own ClickBank hop links. The email below is one that we used with great results with our list. It produced a mini sales spike when we sent it out. Please note, you may use the email provided below to send to your email list, but you may not reprint it anywhere else. Thank you. Subject lines. How a 3-year and 5-year-old learned to read in 4 months case study, teaching a 3 and a 5-year-old to read in just 4 months. How a 5-year-old achieved a 2nd grade reading level in 4 months. Email body. I'd like to share with you an interesting case study of how 2 sisters, a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, learned to read in just 4 months. Both learned to read using the Children Learning Reading program. They attended the summer reading camp operated by the program's creator, Jim Young. Jim has been teaching kids, and teaching parents how to teach their kids, to read for quite some time. During the summer months, he runs a reading camp teaching many children to read. Most of the children he teaches are 4 to 7 years old, with the occasional 3-year-old or 8-year-olds who are having reading difficulties. To complete both stages of the reading camp, it typically takes about 4 months, attending 3 times a week, and each session is 1 hour long. This case study is about 2 little girls, sisters, that attended the reading camp. When they started, June, the older sister PS was 5 years 4 months, and the younger sister AS was just 2 years 11 months old. Probably most reading teachers would not even consider working with a 2-year-old, since when can a 2-year-old learn to read? Well, no problem for Jim, as he had taught all of his own children to read by age 3. So when their mom asked if she could bring her almost 3-year-old, Jim said, "Sure, why not? I'll have both of them reading for you in a few months." Certainly, she had a healthy degree of skepticism. So by the end of 4 months, after completing the Children Learning Reading program, her older daughter was reading at a grade 2 level, reading age 7.3 years, and her younger daughter was reading at a grade 1 level, reading age 6.8 years. I can't embed videos in emails, so please head over to Jim's website, scroll down, and watch the short video posted under Success Story Number 3. There, you see just how well her older daughter was reading by the end of 4 months, plus follow-up videos several months and 1 year later showing their amazing progress. Visit worldrolodex.com/childrenlearningreading to learn more.